Heidi ho, campers, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. And this evening, we are with the World Racing Community, as we are every Friday evening, for the Sports Car Cup. And it's round 4 already. We are spanking them out. Round 4 of the Group 4 Championship that the World Racing Community are holding at the moment. I will tell you some regulations. Let's get all deep in this real quick. No fanny arsing about, ladies and gentlemen. We are just straight on it. World Racing Community Season 6 WRC Sports Car Cup. The race regulations, the balance of performance will be on. The tyres are at ×2. They have added reduction. After the nightmares of Interlagos, they have reduced the tyre wear by 1. Softs and medium tyres, both sets must be used. The fuel is at ×3 with a refuel rate of ×7. The car class is Group 4 with an unrestricted pick. And they are grid starts. On usual, they're 90-minute races, but for this evening, and it being Mount Panorama at Bathurst, they are holding a 2-hour endurance bonanza. It's going to be long and it's going to be hard. I promise you. And that's all in that situation. Shall we can tell you a bit about the track. He usually has something in the chat then. Ethan saying 2 hours. Holy moly. I know. Looking at those walls at the top of the hill, and I'm sure the crazy mofos will probably have it go dark at some point, so they'll probably be driving around in pitch black. Round 4 of the Repco Bathurst 2 hour. Good day. The mountain course. Challenge yourself on the tight, twisting streets of Mount Panorama as the afternoon light fades. Minutes of heart-stopping racing. The transition from day to night will add an extra layer of drama to this Aussie classic that forms the second third of this season's Triple Crown. So yeah, that's what's go on. And then one last little bit before we can really get ourselves comfy and all in this. We're looking at Autosport, the Podium King, as he practices, and I will tell you how the standings are looking. So, in the WRC Sports Car Cup GT1 Drivers' Championship, we have boosted at the top in the Ferrari on 22 points. Is that right? For round 4. What round?
Is this live?
It is live. Coming at you like Cleopatra. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to get it on. I'm going to read you this table, but it doesn't seem like they've got enough points to say they've done. Oh, but yeah, well, all right. Boosters at the top on 22 points. Bob is second on 22 points. Very tight. Incognito is third on 21 points. Chunky is fourth on 15 points. Garuda is fifth on 41 points. No, 13 points. That was his car number. And Adnap is sixth in the Nissan on 13 points. Also, looking down to the GT2 Drivers' Championship, we have Thunder at the top on 22 points. Then we have a three-way tie, ladies and gents, between Autosport Fusion and Duffman for that coveted second spot. They're on 17 points. Then we have Reckless in fifth on 15 points. Van Blue in sixth on 12 points. Then Huds is eighth. Oh, did I miss seventh? MJ, is seventh on 12 points. Huds is eighth on 10 points. I should have done better with this. Ninth, JTR on 9 points, and Salty in 10th on 8 points. It's because I have to keep scrolling backwards and forwards to the name to the number, so I get confused easily. I apologise. So that's it. That's everything I have to do for you. Now they're just closing as I was just about to go looking around. But we're going to go into a 10-minute qualifier now in the Group 4 cars. Garuda had a really good qualifier last time out in the Honda. He got second on the grid. But his start was not the kind of start he would like. Oh, the Honda's changed colours. It's gone dark, ladies. It's gone stealth mode for the night time. So, yeah, Garuda in a Honda, warming himself up, ready for a 10-minute blast around the mountain. Reckless also out there, GT2 runner in the Genesis, I believe. Real Big Trouble. The name rings a bell, so I'm sure he's been a boot, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So, Real Big Trouble. We'll keep an eye out. I'm not sure if that's not Adam that we usually finds us in our live chats. I hope it is. That'd be so cool. But I think I saw his username was Real Big Trouble. But let's. I may be wrong. But the name really rings a bell, and I've got a feeling it's our friend Adam from the chat. So Duffman out there in the BMW. No, he's not in a BMW, sorry, he's in a Nissan. I'm so used to it, the BMW from last season. I just can't help it. I just associate Duffman with the BMW. But he's in a Nissan GTR. I'm so sorry. He's in the modern Nissan. And we've got Adnap in the Sylvia Nissan, the touring car. Type 1. So that's terrible. Sorry, Duffman. J-Car in the Shag. JC, wasn't it? JC, I changed it, didn't I? Because I didn't want people thinking I was talking about the car. JC in the Shag. That's looking splendid, my friend. Splendid out there. And I'm sure he's in the GT2 category. They're all the same cars. They're all Group 4, but they've split. As we, in the World Racing community, they have some hard hitters. So there's like a... That, Adnap, is beautiful, man. That livery is banging. I think I found a thumbnail. I've already shot my load with that, though, because I'm sure I've used the little Sylvia for a thumbnail already, so I can't do it every round. But that is that's a banging livery, Adnap. It makes me warm and bubbly inside. I get a fuzzy feeling. So Bob was on another realm last round at Interlagos. Can he bring that to the mountain in the Lambo? Whatever that je ne sais quoi was that he had around the Interlagos, can he bring it to Down Under? But Bob, yeah, last round was chunky, gave him a run for his money, but the tyre wear in the end was the key, and the fact that Bob could get a pit stop less and maintain the pace that he did was unbelievable. So we'll see what Bob can do, and he's edged himself up at the top of the GT1 Championship again. It looks like I can't see Incognito or Boosted, so Bob could be poised here to take over. There is a new firm in town, and Shay's again. Hello, with his Bob is still bad, really bad even. Bad Bob. Shall we start naming him Bad Bob? Bob the Bad. Garuda, like I said, did very well in qualifying at Interlagos last round out. His start was, I don't know what happened at the start, but... and Shay's saying, yes, we should, Bad Bob. I was going to ask Bob in Discord if he had a message for his biggest fan, but I didn't, because I don't want to stir the pot. I don't know if it's banter or if it's really ill feeling, so I don't want to add to it if it's ill feeling. If it's banter, I'm here for it. So Garuda then in the Honda JTR. He is in the Lexus, I believe, but it went past so quick I didn't get a look. There you go. Yeah, it's a Lexus. And Thunder, championship leader of the GT2 class. Oh, it's soothing. The colours soothe my mind. Pastel, I like it. So, yes, and Thunder out there in his Lambo did very well at Interlagos also. This is going to be an absolutely cracking fight. And, we missed MJ. What is he in now? Oh, my word. I tell thee, MJ cannot sit still. He is a fidgeter. Someone get him one of those little fidget things that were famous like about 4 years ago. Fidget spinner. Because, it was like in the Veyron, then he jumped into a Genesis. Then I remember reading something about he felt bad about leaving the Veyron behind, so he was going back to the Veyron. And I've missed the chat where he's like opted to go back to the Genesis again. So MJ this week will be mostly in a Genesis, but he's got half a foot in a Veyron. Go on, MJ. Have they done laps? I'm there chatting. They've all done their first run. Sorry, ladies and gents. So Bob, at the moment, is sitting on provisional pole, nearly 7/10 ahead of Garuda, whom is almost 7/10 ahead of MJ, who's sitting in third. And MJ looking for a strong outing. He's had a couple of bad ones of recent, and he's looking to nail one on it. Adnap in the sexy Nissan doing very well in fourth place there, it has to be said. That Nissan usually featuring further down the pack when it comes to qualifying is sitting quite nicely in fourth place, although speak too soon because JC has turned up. He has entered the chat. He has smashed it into a third spot. So Bob on pole, Garuda in second, J in fourth, with Adnap sitting in fifth now, only 200ths ahead of the mighty Thunder. Thunder nearly half a second ahead of the Nissan driver Duffman, and Autosport in eighth at the moment, and he's only just behind Duffman. JTR is ninth, half a second trailing Autosport at the moment. Real Big Trouble is really close up his chuff, and only 6,000ths of a second out of that one. And Reckless, he must have had, he's only just come out, he's on his outlap. He is a lastminute.com kind of guy. He is leaving it till the very end, and here we go. We'll watch his lap, no pressure. So into I think it's Hell's Corner. I'm not even going to try, because I've just thought about it, and I thought I don't really remember. I know names of some of the corners, but not exactly where they are, so there is no point. So he's going up this long straight. JTR comes into the pits to, I guess, get a new set of tyres, possibly. And it's full pelt for Reckless, up and over the hill there. Third gear, smashing it out. He'll be looking for a good spot in that Genesis. He sees that MJ is riding quite high in the Genesis, so it's a steady car around here. And now he's coming up. This is a tricky part of the track. You want to take it as fast as possible without hitting the wall. And it's a balancing act sometimes. Well, it's not for him. He just floored it all the way through there. Little lift through that left-hander. Then it's heavy brakes down into the S's. And gravity is always against you as Reckless there, fighting against the elements and physics of the world and coming out tops. He did all right there. Hopefully he didn't lose too much time from that. And we see a lot of them going into the pits now. We must be into their last run. So Bob's on pole, Garuda in second, JC is third, And we're going to see where Reckless can plonk this bad boy. Coming down the long straight. So far, it has looked like a steady lap. MJ's happy. He says not a bad quali. What was that, 5th we last saw? Just want to see Reckless getting over the line. I didn't see any of his sectors, though. I'm so poor at this. Autosport goes faster still. He doesn't trouble the top 3. We will have a quick run through. I know we've been a bit shady with this session. But Reckless then brings it around the final corner. Where can he plonk his car? And he goes 7th, just behind Autosport. Ooh, very tight against ahead of Adnap. So Bob on pole. He's still on a run. He's 7/10 ahead of Garuda's in the pits. JC's in the pits. Thunder is still on a run, only a 10th or so behind JC. He can still change the order of things. MJ's in the pits, half a second behind Thunder. But Autosport, no, Autosport is done. So MJ looks safe for now from Autosport. Reckless in 7th, done. He looks safe. Adnap is done. Duffman still running in 9th. He could be a danger. Ooh, so Thunder is the man. Oh no, he's got his blinkers on. He's done. Sorry, it looked like he was driving around. Oh, it looks like it's only Duffman who's got a run going at the moment. Maybe real big trouble. Wrong button. No, he's in the pits. Is he? So, Duffman then. Can he change the order of things? He's going in the last corner. He's looking committed, ladies and gents. As he goes to touch the line. Oh no, unfortunately, he cannot change the order. So Bob sitting on pole, Garuda alongside him with JC just tucked behind and Thunder in 4th. MJ sitting in 5th with Autosport. I think, no, Thunder puts him on pole for the GT2 class. And MJ is in 2nd of class. Autosport 6th. Rekka Adnap's that I said I cursed Adnap, didn't I? JC, I'm 3rd.
5th MJ.
So let's have a look. And Christopher Brown saying 5th MJ. So here we go then. Bob in the Lambo, carrying on as he did at Interlagos with an absolute speed. Is sitting on pole with Garuda alongside him. He'll be hoping for a better start than that last week. JC in the Shag is up in their business. I correct myself, he's pole of the GT2 category. With Thunder in 4th, MJ sitting in 5th, Autosport in 6th. The times are absolutely diabolically close. With Reckless in 7th, Adnap in 8th. Then we have Duffman in 9th, JTR 10th, and Real Big Trouble sitting in 11th. It's so close out there, ladies and gentlemen. And with it being a 2-hour race, anything can happen with full damage on and the walls of Bathurst. You should be on the edge of your seats because we are in for an absolute treat. 2 minutes until green lights, ladies. That is a 1 minute, sorry, MJ says. And then Adnap repeats it. So just enough time for a Jimmy Tinkle and a quick grab of snacks, possibly. And, well, we'll carry on looking at these, can't we? There's no point just looking at an empty lobby. So Adnap 8th, 1.7 seconds off of the pole sitter. But Autosport Reckless and Adnap are all in that little pocket there. It's going to be, and MJ only just ahead of him with a 2/10th advantage. And we saw Adnap made a set of soft tyres go quite well last round, where the others were struggling with the soft tyres. So Adnap might be playing the long game here, tuck up behind these guys to see where I would not count him out. Now, the JC Thunder battle is very intriguing. We've not seen JC, I think. I haven't noticed him on track for a while. So, and Thunder's had it all his own way in the GT2 category. So that will be a very interesting fight there. And Garuda, obviously, will be wanting to make up for last week. He'll be wanting to go into the corner first. So here we go then, Garuda. It always says the opposite for some reason at Panama, but it is Bob on pole, trust me. And waiting for the lights then, a grid start. It's race time here, 2 hours. Oh, a slow start from the shag there. JC falling behind MG. Garuda and Bob going side by side into the first corner, but it's Bob who gets the apex first. And now MJ up into third. MJ on fire in the Genesis, all over the back of the Honda. And the Honda beware, because MJ has entered the chat. MJ having a little look. Does he fancy it? He's on the medium tyres. Garuda's on the medium tyres. It's all fair square here with Thunder and JC fighting it out behind him. And it's MJ. MJ's made the move stick, ladies and gentlemen. MJ now going into the first lap in second spot. Fantastic start from MJ as Bob feels the weariness of all of the cars chasing him down. Garuda in third now. We've got Thunder in his Lambo in fourth. JC sitting in fifth in the shag. Then Reckless in the Genesis, right in his chuff as well. Adnap in seventh. I think he's made a spot up, has he not? JTR in eighth. Duffman in ninth. Autosport being chased very close. It's Autosport that's made the big drop there, ladies and gentlemen, with real big trouble up and under his chuff. He's looking to make a move in his Aston Martin. My word, my good golly gosh, what a banger. Bob again, early doors, trying to pull out a gap on the rest of the field. He's on the medium tyres. I think that they're all on the mediums, aren't they? I haven't noticed. Oh, Thunder's on the softs. So now, with the tyres up to temperature, JC on the softs as well. JC and Thunder could be a big threat here for MJ, who's getting drafted at the moment by Garuda, who's going to make the move before the chase. And it's a position there for Garuda and MJ, left high and dry as Thunder and JC still getting a tow from the car, and Garuda misses the corner. He's out of the way. I think there was a little love nudge from MJ. Oh my good golly gosh. So MJ maintains in third place. Fourth with Reckless up to fourth now, with Adnap now over to fifth. JC slipping down to fifth. Adnap JTR now is in seventh. Duffman in eighth. Why Autosport Garuda ended up very much down the field there, but who else was involved in that? I thought there was Adnap's up to sixth. Look at this here, my good golly gosh. JC, Adnap and JTR are huddled. They're huddled together here. JC on the soft tyres should have a slight advantage. No, Adnap's on the softs. And, oh my God, JTR's moved over for a move. The camera flashes around. I can't quite see. And it looks like JTR has come out on top of that battle there, ahead of Adnap and JC, who was leading the pack of three, and Duffman's come to join them. It is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. JTR then up to fourth, Adnap following him in sixth. JC is in seventh with Duffman in eighth. Autosport in ninth with Garuda. No damage, importantly. No damage for Garuda, with a real big trouble there in 11th, just finding his feet, ladies and gentlemen. First time in the lobby, and it's going to take a minute or so. Bob, meanwhile, is getting on with business. 4 seconds to Thunder. Thunder's got the move done on MJ. So Thunder is up, and Thunder's made a big clanger there. And he's broken the front part of his car and a bit of the suspension. That is going to hurt early doors in this race. And it's looking like he's struggling with the steering in the Lambo. And he's on the soft tyres. It is a short stint. Can he live with the damage? Or will he make a unscheduled pit stop as MJ tries to pick up the toe of the Lambo and do the hi-ho? So MJ a little too far back at the moment, and Thunder is sitting there. Oh, the damage has gone off. Oh, we haven't got permanent damage on. Oh, they've turned they've got the easy fix damage, so they can just continue on. It can break a race sometimes. So it looks like Thunder safe for now, but MJ in a great spot. He's on the medium tyres, maintaining pace with Thunder, who is on the soft tyres. Reckless just tucked up behind. Only had a one-hit try at qualifying, and he has come up through the fields in an amazing way. Fourth place for Reckless behind JTR, ahead of Adnap, who's ahead of JC. JC will be wanting those positions back. All of these are on the soft tyre, I think. No, JTR is not. So JTR, absolutely blinding move in the Lexus that last time out with Adnap, and JC duking it out on the racing soft tyre. Duffman, meanwhile, where is he? He must be in with the pack because it's looking close. There is a Duffman in 8th. Autosport trying to climb his way back through again, but this is the way he does. Oh my word, we've had a spinner. It's JC. JC has spun the shag. Or the shag has spun JC, one or t'other, and there's a lot of damage on that, but luckily it will self-fix, and that puts a real big trouble back up and in contention. He's not too far behind the ailing Garuda. A absolute banger. Ladies and gents, Bob is disappearing. He is absolutely flying. No one can stop him. He is immense. Bad Bob is on the job. And Deacon Do in the chat saying tough break for JC. It's Bathurst, and it's probably going to happen again to other people. So JC just has to believe. He has to have belief in himself that it's going to happen to others, and he'll be back in with a shout. The Bob, though, at the moment, Big Bad Bob, is not messing about, ladies and gentlemen. He is on his way to another victory, because I'm calling it on lap 3. He looks unstoppable. Thunder, meanwhile, always climbing up the grid. In 2nd place, JTR in 3rd. JTR on the medium tyres, holding ground ahead of Reckless, who is also on the medium tyres in all fairness. Adnap, these have all got ahead of MJ somehow. I thought MJ was ahead of those guys, but MJ seems to have slipped back somewhat behind the flying JTR, Reckless, and Adnap, who is on the soft tyre. Then MJ in 6th place. Oh yeah, he lost a few seconds his last lap around, but he's lining Adnap up to try and make another great move like we saw on the very first lap. He's closing in, pulling alongside. Oh, and JTR, who was that? Reckless. Reckless was sideways then, I'm sure. Reckless was sideways, but he saved it, ladies and gentlemen. He absolutely pulled that back from the depths of Mordor, and Adnap seeing if there's any space up the inside in a very tight bit of road, and it looks like MJ just wants to get on with getting on, but he's stuck behind these battling cars. JTR, meanwhile, on the medium tyres, managing to build a buffer, building a little gap for him to play in. Reckless, meanwhile, having a super race in the Genesis, holding his own, and again these cars are looking like they are virtually on the edge. Oh my lordy, ladies and gentlemen. JC closing into the back of a real big trouble, and Garuda's made some huge leaps, and so has Autosport following him up. They've gone ahead. Oh, Duffman's had a bang. So Duffman having a issue with real big trouble now, closing in 2.5 seconds behind, and JC 6/10 behind real big trouble. It's the Aston Martin versus the Shag, the best of the Brits. And oh, it's so tight as they come down, but JC looks like he's gonna try, and he has made the move. With real big trouble, just tucking in behind, and following him through, getting a little toe, see if he can catch up with Duffman. Bob, meanwhile, still reeling it out, one after another, one mega lap after another with Thunder. He is still in view of Bob, but my word, Bob is flying. JTR at the moment has an issue behind him. He's got Reckless and Adnap. Adnap on the softer tyre, pulling away a little bit from MJ at this point in the race. So JTR sitting in 3rd, And Reckless having a look in the Genesis up the inside. He's pulling an MJ. Oh, there was a little contact there, and JTR rides it around the outside. And Reckless through, it says. Reckless is through. Oh, so but Reckless there borrowing the wall. He's out of control, and JTR just slipping it back up the inside, saying yes sir, thank you very much. And Adnap daring to go around the outside and making it stick. Beautiful racing from everyone involved. Fantastic stuff. Beautiful. So JTR then still holding on to third, but Adnap now shuffling the order and moving himself up into fourth, with Reckless in fifth, and MJ gets to watch it all. And Reckless is out of control, ladies and gentlemen, this lap. He's pushing. Oh, and Adnap's lost the back end through the S's. He's Drift King 101. He holds it together on JTR, and then lets Reckless close back in, who was having his own nightmares. Garuda's up ahead of MJ. My good golly gosh, it looks like MJ's had a sniffle with the wall as well. With Autosport, I told you he likes to work his way through the field, up to 8th already through other people's dramas. This is amazing. Duffman in 9th, just ahead of JC, who is also making his way through the field after an early spin, and real big trouble. Looks like he's had a nudge with a wall. Bob, meanwhile, is doing what comes natural to him. Pro Sim racer, put him in a cockpit, he drives. He might think that glitch has happened where the rest of the field's disappeared or something. But Bob on the medium tyres, unflustered by anyone, just having a little simple drive of a Friday evening in his Lambo, and it's all going extremely well for him. Thunder trying to stay with the sister Lambo, but he just can't. But he's got a good 6 seconds on JTR, and JTR, I mean, I would have thought he'd built up a bigger buffer than that. Adnap, after his drifting through the S's, he's only lost a second on JTR. JTR is on the medium tyres, and Adnap is on the soft tyre though, so has a grip advantage at the moment. But Reckless, he was up there. Garuda up and into 6th, coming through after his scuffle with, I can't remember who it was, MJ. I think it was MJ he had a kerfuffle with. MJ is going from bad to worse. Did a 21 last time around, but he's pulling away from Duffman and Autosport closing in on each other, and JC has caught these up now. And it's down for JC to try and find a way past at a very tricky part of the track, because he wants to get back at the guys ahead. MJ losing ground to Garuda, whom is closing up to a Reckless. 18-3 last time out, 14-8 for Garuda. Garuda means business. Adnap, meanwhile, has caught up to the back of JTR. JTR finding those medium tyres are just not giving up enough grip for him to keep ahead of the Nissan Silvia. We're so early in the race, we've had so much racing, it's unbelievable. Our cuppeth runneth over. As JTR now into the braking zone, Adnap closes right in, being able to brake so much later on those soft tyres, and JTR looked like he was squirreling out the corner, trying to get the power down onto the road as Adnap layers on the pressure. Corner by corner, he is building. I think that's Ollie in the chat saying hello, and says, what? Where are you, bro? Where's your sexy blue Porsche? And now then closing in on JTR. Bob, meanwhile, leads the way with Thunder setting chase. It's Lambo Day here at Bathurst.
Having a rest today.
All right. Ollie says he's resting the Porsche today. JTR under immense pressure now as Adnap builds a cake of pressure, layer upon layer, but Adnap's out wide, having a skirmish with the wall, and JTR making an Lexus as large as he possibly can. He is large in it, ladies and gents, around Bathurst. So JTR trying to make the Lexus as wide as possible as Adnap tries to find a way through, and Reckless is staying in the fight, seeing the guys ahead of him duking it out and slowing each other down, but also Garuda edging ever closer to this battle. Adnap then still coming in for another go at Reckless. Not Reckless, sorry, at JTR. But Reckless is all upon him. And it seems for Adnap that Sylvia, it just doesn't want to do that final fight. He's having a look, but that's not really a usual overtaking place, but he's right on his tail now. He's going to use the toe, and Adnap is going for the definitive move down towards the chase. Can he do it? The Lexus has got grunt along a straight, and I think that's where the Nissan misses out, but he's in the toe zone, ladies and gentlemen. And he pulls out, he has a look, but does he have, he's up it's tight. Can he late break him? He cannot, and JTR holds on for dear life as the Nissan just no grunt whatsoever, bless it, poor thing. He's a lot older than the others, you have to make. And again, Adnap having a cheeky look around the outside of I think Murray Corner, but again I didn't want to get sucked into that because I'll probably get him wrong. Reckless and Garuda in the battle as well, and Adnap might find he's got other issues than JTR. JTR standing firm, standing strong as Adnap gives away a toe to Reckless. Reckless accepts it and pulls up along, but Adnap's got that inside line when they get to the corner. And no, Adnap's still just slightly ahead as Garuda in the Honda makes a move up the inside of Reckless, and Reckless into the wall. Oh my word, oh my good golly gosh. And Garuda slowing down and giving the position back, so there must have been contact there between Reckless and Garuda. Meanwhile, that gives Adnap a little bit of a holiday, a little break away from being punished by Reckless. Fantastic racing, ladies and gentlemen. And then we've got Bob there, Big Bad Bob, holding a 11-second lead on the other Lambo of Thunder, who's sliding that Lambo around. He is absolutely loving life at the moment, smashing in the lap times and just skating through the S's. JTR still with the pressure. It wasn't long. His brake. Oh no, it's Adnap that had the brake in it because of Garuda. MJ. Oh, Reckless has dropped down even more there. I saw the Garuda had allowed him back past, but he has got the damage. And now Garuda only 7/10 ahead of MJ. MJ closing right up into the wake of Garuda. Garuda at 14.4 last time out. MJ 15.3 on the medium tyres is MJ. So is Garuda. And Adnap, his soft tyres still holding strong in there. But we saw like a phase of the race where the mediums dropped back and the softs come through. But it seems now the mediums are back on the ascendance, as Adnap piles on that pressure. Garuda, he's pulled a little time out to MJ. MJ's got 2.5 seconds on Reckless, who's under fire from, guess who's back? Back again. JC's back. Tell your friends. JC's back, JC's back, JC's back, JC's back, And Autosport has come with him for the schnizzle and the giggles. And Reckless now in between this powerhouse sandwich of JC and Autosport. Unbelievable racing, ladies and gentlemen. Duffman in 10th with a real big trouble, sitting in 11th, like I said, just dipping his toe, seeing what he feels. And he must be feeling it. It's such a buzz running with the crowd. Bob, meanwhile, the medium tyres are looking banging. They're fine. The fuel halfway through, about 19 minutes gone. That's a pit stop after 40 minutes, we'd say. This dude could be going. He's not going to be... it could be a two-stopper again for Bob, which is what brought him into Lagos. No Chunky this week. He was unable to attend. So there's no Chunky live stream. You're stuck with me, I'm afraid. And Deacon Do. It's worth a follow. He's also not partaking this season, but JTR is still representing, ladies and gents, the Gun and the Eagle. And JTR is representing, although he has lost that space to Adnap. Sorry, I missed it. So Adnap moving himself up into 3rd place now. JTR finally succumbing to the pressure of the mighty Adnap. Remember, Adnap champion from last season. And Deacon Do in the chat saying, yeah, work has picked up and not able to race on Tuesdays or Fridays with the boys. It's still 3:30 p.m. my time. Yo, I know, bro. It's a tricky one, isn't it, with the time zones? I know. Is it JTR? I think usually it's a rush for him to get home from school in time to get on gaming. Appreciate it. Appreciate the effort. 3:30 in the afternoon. It's the busy time. So JTR putting on the pressure to Adnap now, smashing it, and JTR. It's looking good around the outside. Is he thinking about it? No, swings it back in. It's not on, he says. It's not on here, but it's coming. JTR is licking the stamp, and he is prepared. You can't send it there, sir. A little skirmish with the wall with JTR, but no issue so far. Adnap standing strong in the Nissan, and Garuda is coming to join the party also. Oh no! Was that the wall scrapes given JTR half a second penalty, and Adnap will be relieved to see that, and so will Garuda and Adnap. That is a mighty battle in the making, but JTR half a second is, I don't know where the penalty thing is, probably usually on the longest straight, so it does the most damage. But JTR, yeah, he's going to have to pay a penalty here, and that should give Adnap a little breathing space. Garuda hopefully will be feeling that he can just whip straight past him on the straight. There it is, right where you've just picked up the speed. Great stuff. Well done, Kaz and the crew. Great place for a penalty. Superb. So yeah, that's put Garuda back up and into 4th place, and Garuda slowly building on that issue he had earlier when he got into a bit of a skirmish with, I think, JC as well, who's slowly been coming through, and MJ. So up to 4th now for Garuda, and he is on the tail of the Nissan, as Thunder, the Lambos are having their own love affair with Bathurst, and they are disappearing slowly into the distance. Bob with a 16.5 second lead, and Thunder, he's 10 seconds ahead of Adnap. Thunder is using up his tyres. He is using up his tyres, so Adnap isn't. But Adnap is got a Garuda stuck to the back of his car. Does he know that? Is he gonna? I don't know if you can get a mechanic to remove one of them. But Adnap definitely stuck with a Garuda. And JTR still in there. He's still in there. Look at him. My good golly gosh, JTR. Behind him we've got JC on his comeback, and Autosport also coming from behind. Duffman in 8th place. Oh no, that can only mean that MJ has slipped down to 9th. What is happening with MJ? So on board with JTR. Maybe MJ should do a championship of 3-lap races. He's absolutely banging for the first at least 3 or 4 laps. I'm not piling on. He is getting, it's getting in his head, ladies and gents. Honestly, he is starting to play on his mind. He's not shrugging it off like he should. And we all want him to have a really good result so he can get over this hump. Because I think he's going into a Perez zone. MJ is Perez. I'm sorry, MJ, that wasn't fair. Not one bit. It's ever since he was teammates with Adnap. Adnap broke him, ladies and gents. Adnap at the moment fighting with Garuda. Oh, Garuda, Adnap off the road, and Garuda having a look around the outside, and JTR's inserting himself right into the mix, and he went right through the middle. Oh my word, oh my good golly gosh, JTR absolutely pulling a blinding move there. Now I don't know if Garuda lifted because of the Adnap thing, possibly, but JTR was there for it, and he gained it. He went through the middle, and I am hoping that I caught that. I really do. I really hope I caught that. I think we're safe at the moment. So let's go here. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got. So here we go up the hill. Adnap. Now, I don't know if Garuda gave him a tap there or what, but it seemed like Garuda hesitated overtaking, and JTR just thread the needle. He licked the stamp, ladies and gentlemen. My good golly gosh, well done, that lad. Well done. Hey, well done, JTR. That was something to behold. Still in third, right. Wowzers. Wowzers, JTR. We had Boosted and Chunky having an overtake off last round, and now JTR just blew both of them out of the water. So Deacon Do saying, now you need a proctologist to help remove that. that's having one of those Garudas up the Janksy. And Deacon also saying, confidence is a hell of a thing. Last season fixed my confidence. MJ needs something to boost it. He certainly does, and it looked like this one was going to be the one for him. JTR at the moment, though, third spot. The sun is going down, ladies and gentlemen. I can smell that distinct smell of barbecues being lit all around the track as Adnap under threat, and Adnap no fuel, sir. He has suddenly got no fuel. Where's Thunder's fuel? Oh, the Lambo is so well on fuel, but Adnap is burning through the vapors that make you go faster, and Garuda is here for it. He's right there in fifth place. Then we have JC, who has slowly but surely chipped his way through the place, and oh, Garuda's made the move, and someone's gone into, oh, it must be Adnap's gone into the pits, surely. So Adnap does visit the pit lane, and the first car to pit as they all string by. JC's not looking too far off with his tyres. The soft tyres are starting to get to the end of their life. Bob, meanwhile, just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, just on the fastest lap on his mediums. Thunder, his fuel is a quarter of a tank, but his tyres are starting to get a bit jangly. JTR, his mediums, barely touched, and he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel just under. Garuda has burnt through his fuel, but his tyres are looking so much healthier. When they come to use the soft tyres, I think the Honda is going to be an absolute weapon. Watch this space. JC then, he's getting through his softs quite liberally. And Autosport, it's looking good for Autosport here with a quarter of a tank of fuel. Oh, he's gone a little deep there. Duffman in seventh in the Nissan. He's kept his head down, ladies and gents. He's kept the speed up, and he's looking good. Reckless slipping right down there. Whoa, we saw he had a bit of a shaky. Maybe him and MJ had a coming together. MJ is looking ready for a pit stop, but his last lap was lap 9 was a 2:32, and lap 12 a 2:21. So other than that, though, pelting, absolutely banging pace from MJ. Real big trouble right there in his chuff. And Adnap is, a pit stop is costly, ladies and gentlemen. A pit stop is a costly thing here at Bathurst, with Adnap going right to the back of the back. So Bob leads. No pit stops pending for him yet. We've just hit the 30-minute mark. I had a guess at about half tank that he could make 38 minutes into this race on that fuel tank. We're at 29 minutes at the moment, 14 laps. And I said it was getting dark. It's not, is it? I don't know why. It must have just gone a bit gloomier. Thunder, so far so good for Thunder. The tyres are looking jangly. 2:15 last time around, but he was, oh my God, look how consistent he was. Lap 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, all in the 2:14s. Thank you, sir. And then a couple of laps in the 17s, and he's back up and into the 15s again. Oh, 2 laps of 15, sorry. So, 2 laps of 17. Ooh, but those tyres must be starting to hurt him now. Reckless has come in. Reckless and MJ. MJ did need the fuel. Real big trouble. He seems to be good on fuel. Real big trouble. Good on fuel. Good on tyres. It's going well. He was just tucked up at the back there. Consistent. Just kept it going. And so far, so good. He's ahead of Adnap. He's ahead of Reckless. And he's ahead of MJ. And he's got a little more fuel and loads of tyre on those cars. Bob, meanwhile, maybe not 38 minutes because the fuel has started flashing, and that usually gives you about 2 laps, 3 laps maybe if you're lucky, but 2 laps mainly. So Bob, he might do another lap after this, but then I'm sure he's going to have to make a pit stop. But with a 24-second lead, it's not looking too bad. Ooh, a skirmish with the wall there from Thunder. No damage, but it is proof that the tyre grip is pretty much gone for him now. And he is skirting and skating his way around the mountain. JTR under pressure. His fuel is flashing. Garuda's fuel is flashing. I think these two are going to pit at the same time. Now, JTR seems good on his tyres apart from the front right tyre, and Garuda making that move. His tyres are absolutely balanced. That Honda balanced to perfection. But I'm sure these two are going to be coming in at the end of this lap. But I'm thinking that the Honda is going to be, like I've said, an absolute weapon on the... Oh, I hope he hasn't cut the line. Have they got the penalty thing on? But anyway, so Garuda and JTR both in to the pits as the Lambos go around one more time, and JC fancies going around one more time, even though his soft tyres look like they are done. Autosport is, imagine... Yeah, one good thing, well, the fuel and the softs have worked out about right, haven't they? So JC, yeah, because his soft tyres, his fuel, they're all running out about the same time. Bob absolutely annihilating the field. Thunder also looking very strong. JC getting ready for a pit stop. Autosport, unbelievable drive so far, up to 4th. Duffman up to 5th, but he is... fuel is starting to flash now. He is prepping. Garuda, he's not changed tyres, ladies and gents. They're that good. They're that good. He's just gone in, he's fueled up, he's left the same tyres on. Extreme Pro Sim driver. Garuda on the absolute banging edge of strategy calls. JTR, fancy new medium tyres and a full tank of fuel. But he's lost that spot to Garuda in the pits. Adnap made the earlier pit stops, gone to another set of softs. He's in 9th at the moment, but he's only lost ground. Well, he was behind Garuda and JTR. He's ahead of Reckless. All is going okay at the moment to plan. MJ going for a move on Reckless. MJ with a set of soft tyres on and a can-do attitude has now made a move on Reckless, putting Reckless down on those medium tyres into 11th spot. Bob is into the pits. This is going to put him out in the middle of the pack, but I think the middle of the pack is still going to be the front, because it looks like everyone behind him is also going to have to make a pit stop. And Garuda, I think he was about, well, Thunder was 24 seconds, 28 seconds behind. He's into the pits. And JC, he's definitely going to be into the pits as well. Autosport, he might be able to squeeze another lap out, but why would he? What would he gain from that? And let's see, he's going around again, yeah? He fancies more. He fancies L'Amour, ladies and gents. Ooh, Duffman struggling to get into the pit lane, then hitting the curb. And Garuda set to move up to 3rd spot, net 2nd. where he qualified. He has done it. His side mission from moving to the back to the front is complete. Give him an achievement. Although some of these might get out. Oh no, Thunder's out ahead of Garuda. I apologise. I was giving Garuda second, but I forgot about Thunder. And you can never forget about Thunder. So Garuda, though, only 6.3 seconds behind Thunder. Thunder's got a fight on his hands. He's gone for the medium tyres. He's going for full tanks. He's going for a mission. He's going for the long haul. Autosport, again, getting ready to pit at the end of this lap. And we're unsure where that's going to stick him out in the pack. JTR in a 5th place at the moment, with Adnap now up and into 6th spot. JC chasing him down in 7th ahead of Duffman in 8th, with MJ now in 9th ahead of Reckless in 10th, and Real Big Trouble still in the fight. I like it. I am excited. I think there is more to come with this battle at the back. Bob, though, without a chunky, a boosted or an incognito, Bob is getting a rather lonely race. Even Sinister. It's a shame Sinister pulled out. We've had some big hitters not taking part, ladies and gentlemen, but it's good for the minnows, the Autosports, the Thunders. I'm not saying they're minnows, but you know, they get a shadow cast upon them. So and with Garuda with his woes, and Adnap in a car that's not, should we say, on top form, then yeah, it's mixing the races up somewhat. I like it. But at the moment, Bob annihilating all that is ahead of him. Is this Bob's championship? Could this be the one for Bob? Season 6, is it, I think? Autosport into the pits. That will move Thunder up and into second. First in class, ladies and gentlemen, with the GT1 and GT2 groups running at the same time. Bob with the pink banner in his Lambo, signifying that he is a GT1 runner. Thunder with the green banner in his window, signifying that he is a GT2. Soon to be GT1, it seems, as he is absolutely banging this one out of the park. Garuda, GT1 runner there, chasing down Thunder. 5 seconds adrift, but Thunder put new tyres on. Will that be the difference? And JTR in the mix with new tyres also, chasing down Garuda. Garuda last time around doing 14.6 on a set of used mediums. JTR doing a 14.7 on a set of new ones. Adnap doing a 14.2 on a set of soft tyres. Now, I believe Adnap is getting himself ready to overtake the Honda and the Lexus. This is amazing. TDR Autosport is under pressure from JC. JC all up and in his business. JC's on the soft tyres. Autosport's on the medium tyres. Is the fight worth it, Autosport? Is the fight worth it? You are second in class at the moment, but JC might be GT2, in all fairness. Oh, JC clips the wall, but it's all good. No harm, no foul. And Autosport just having to soak up the pressure like a sponge. On board with JC at the moment. Oh, he likes to play it very loose with those walls as he cuts very close to him and over the curbs, and the Shag wanting to argue about the way it's being driven. Man alive, he drives it aggressively. I'm scared of the Shag. The back end is so, well, not so much the Group 4 one. I think I tried the Group 3 one, but the back end was so loosey-goosey. I was too scared to do anything. But JC quite happy to throw that Group 4 Shag at the scenery and hope it sticks. Autosport then is the man he's chasing down. 8 tenths ahead, with Adnap just ahead of them in 5th place. Duffman in 8th. MJ in 9th. MJ building on a comeback. He's seen Garuda do it. It can be done. I think MJ and Reckless may have had a coming or something, because they were both in a similar place mid-pack, and then they were both at the back. Autosport fighting the back end of that Lexus around the tight left-hander there, and climbs up onto the curves, and now JC will be zeroing in on the back of that car and trying to close in. But look at the Lexus. The Lexus has got legs, ladies and gentlemen, and JC unable in the shag to pull close. And Autosport doing a bit of defensive driving, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can move once, just as long as you're not weaving all over the show. And JC rides up the Jaxie of Autosport, but he had to back off a little bit there to avoid any kind of collision, and he's having a look, and this is a very a really hard place to get an overtake done, and Autosport knows that he can control the pace through this area. Oh, it looked like there was a gap opening up there, but it just wasn't enough for JC to make purchase. And then JC backs off a little more than Autosport, had a knock with the wall, nearly knocked him out wide there. And the shadows are getting long here at Bathurst, and Autosport's lost the back end. He's skating around, JC having to lift off, and he's stuck behind Autosport. He could be doing without this, he says. Get out my way, get out my way, get out my way, get out my blooming way, says JC. He's there. He's flashing him and everything, and Autosport's like saying, well, that was an handy place to make a mistake. It's hard to get past when you're blocking the road. And Autosport, then he's still in the fight, but it looks like JC got the momentum and he's through. JC up and into 6th place, and the story of his comeback continues, ladies and gents, after that unfortunate spin on the first or second lap when he got himself into a very strong position. Early doors in the race, he's kicking up the dust here at Australia, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Adnap then 5th spot, doing super. He's got JTR just ahead of him. Oh yeah, I said he was going to be aiming for JTR and Garuda. Garuda doing a beautiful job pulling up a gap from JTR. JTR though doing a 2:16.1 last time around, and Adnap is going for the move. He's got the extra grip with those tyres. He's unable to complete, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, he could not finish the job. And he's backed off, and he's waiting for an opportunity again through this section of road where you don't want to get snagged up behind a car you feel that you should be ahead of. And Adnap, last season's champion from the multi-class. What an absolute huge leap from a Group 1 Porsche down to a Nissan Silvia touring car. This seems to be a little underpowered on all the other Group 4 cars, but the bop should work, they say. But JTR then holding his own against Adnap, doing a fantastic job. In the chat then, whoo-wee. Reckless saying, incredible internet connection, not too fussed anyway, that was absolute crap. Oh no, we've lost Reckless. He does seem to have a little bit of a problem with the internet connection. It wasn't, no man, Reckless, you were amazing. Don't say that. Don't say that, because I was buzzing in those early laps when you were dicing it up. So, yes, the internet connection's crap. The racing was not, my friend. You were fantastic. Walk away with positive thoughts from this. Unfortunate about the internet, but great racing overall. Garuda in a 3rd spot. JTR still under the cosh from Adnap, and Adnap pushing and pushing JTR to his limits, it would seem. 2:16.3 from JTR. We know Adnap can do so much faster on those soft tyres. He is being held up, I believe, by JTR, and JTR saving so much more fuel than Adnap at this point. JC up and into 6th place with Autosport in 7th. So Autosport, after his pit stop, he was right up there, wasn't he? One of the last to stop. Duffman only 2.7 seconds behind him on a set of soft tyres, has just done his fastest lap, and he's keeping MJ at bay. And Real Big Trouble, oh, it was unfortunate. He was up there, and he's done his fastest lap recently, so all is going well. He's doing the same sort of lap times as most of the pack, I say, because Bob's done a 2:12.2, which is just ridiculous. But again, Real Big Trouble going for another run. Bob, meanwhile, 2:12.2 last time out. The man is unstoppable. Check his fuel, ladies and gentlemen. He's got nitro. Thunder only managing 14s, but he's on the medium tyres. Garuda 15.2 last time around. He didn't change his tyres, remember, ladies and gents. And I think he may have been a risky move. I mean, he saved a lot of time. He jumped JTR at the very least, I believe. Maybe even Adnap, but I think he got the move done on Adnap before his pit stop. And he did draw himself closer to Thunder, but now Thunder is edging away. He's doing 14s, with Garuda doing 15s, and I'm leaning towards that might be the older tyres doing that to him. JTR 16, so Garuda is safe. He is safe from JTR at the moment. JTR in the battle with Adnap cannot get that pace down, and he's dragging Adnap down with him, because we know Adnap should be doing 14s, which would close him on to Garuda. But he cannot get himself past the Lexus. The Lexus too fast in a straight line for him. But he's got the soft tyres on, but the corners just don't lend themselves to a corner where you can just sling it up the inside. But that, ladies and gentlemen, may be where we're at. Adnap might just have to do a Hail Mary here, because he is losing time, lots of it, to Garuda. There was a podium on the cards, I think. There was a podium in the air for Adnap, but it's slowly going towards Garuda at this point, as Adnap again right up behind the Lexus and just can't do anything about the beast. And all the time, JC 18 seconds behind. I think he's not doing the same sort of lap times though, is he? He's doing 15s. He's done a 13. He's got TDR matching him as well. TDR doing Autosport doing a 14.3 last time out. Duffman 15.1. It is getting on those boys as well. He's found his consistent stick again. He's back in the zone. Happy days. Turn your indicator off, MJ. And JC though, he's under pressure as he is trying to catch up this battle. And JTR doing JC a huge favour here, holding back Adnap on the soft tyres. JTR is doing Garuda a huge favour, which is making it unable that Adnap can go running up to the back of him. And he's doing JC a big favour if JC can close in on this battle. Adnap did do a 14 again last lap, and he's going for it this time, ladies and gents. He's not playing. He's not playing. He's not playing. He's up the long side. It's all about the braking, but he's got the faster tyre, but he's got to go around the outside. JTR muscles his way in, but Adnap's still there. He's still there. He's got the inside now. No. It's JTR with the inside. Adnap's got to do it the hard way, and this could end in tears, and then close in, and wowza, ladies. Oh! With a little tail waggle at the end there. Adnap pulling off a beautiful move. An absolute cracking move, and I don't think there was anything JTR could do. He did everything he could do. He kept his car there. He made it as difficult as possible, but the soft tyres on Adnap giving him the advantage in the corner, and he's broke it. He broke through, ladies and gentlemen, and JTR now just has to stay with him for as long as he can and hope that Garuda's tyres fall off the edge of a wall. And well, they're looking not too bad. They're not Lambo tyres. They're not on a Lambo kind of performance, but they're doing okay. But we did say that his car did look well. And to say this is their second stint and he's already halfway through his fuel, what am I talking? They are absolutely amazing. Again, when he puts those soft tyres on, it's gonna be trouble. But already he's some 44 seconds off of the lead of the race. And we've still got an hour and 10 minutes of the race to go. So every opportunity still can happen. But I can't see Bob throwing anything away here. He's put them soft tyres on. He's absolutely cracking it around. 12.2 is the only contender in the 12s at the moment. Thunder maintaining a great pace on the medium tyres, but it does look to me like Garuda slowly edging closer towards Thunder. It was up to 7 seconds, it's back down to 5 seconds, so Garuda definitely on the push. And JTR's come back. I apologise, the powerhouse of the Lexus has absolutely smashed it. Adnap, the tyres are looking a little old there, but JTR coming back, and JTR has been in the action this evening, hasn't he, ladies and gents, with that superb move through the middle. And now an epic battle with last season's champion. JC a second closer. It was 18 seconds apart, now 17. It does seem like a lost cause, but with an hour and 9 minutes still on the clock, there is no such thing as a lost cause in an endurance race. Anything can happen. So JC still fighting. At Autosport only 3 seconds behind JC, with Duffman closing in on him, 1.2 seconds. It's a set of medium tyres for Autosport. If you remember, he was the last to make his pit stop. Car still relatively, well, they're the same weight, they've got the same fuel. But Duffman on his softs is closing in on Autosport. Autosport 16.3 last time around. Duffman 15.3, 1 second faster. MJ is there as well, 16s. He's slipping down into the 16s, but his tyres are starting to get a bit softer. MJ, turn your indicator off. Bob is leading the way. I think he's in. He has the same issue as me. He's in VR, so I don't think he knows his indicator's on, because there's no way of telling you. So yeah, MJ not knowing. He's 8 seconds ahead of a Real Big Trouble, and I'm pretty sure this is Real Big Trouble's first foray into the world racing community, and I, for one, think he has done an amazing job. He is jumping into a 2-hour race. A 2-hour race around one of the trickiest tracks of the calendar. It's there's no shame in coming last here. He's held his own. He's done well, and he's not embarrassed himself whatsoever. I think he's done a fantastic job. Well done to Real Big Trouble there. Bob, meanwhile, 12-0 now, ladies and gents. Where are you, Boosted? Where are you, Incognito? We need you. And we lost Reckless, remember, with the internet killing him. And there's no respawns in this. Now the hazard lights are on for Thunder. He's still doing fast time, so maybe he's just gone all mental on his keyboard and pressed every button on his wheel that he's got. And somehow, this is how hard the racing is, ladies and gents. They're smashing buttons, they don't even know they're smashing. But Thunder then, with his hazard lights on, but it doesn't mean a thing. His pace is still good. Ooh, nudging the walls. And Garuda, the tyre's still there. 14.8 last time around, 14.8 from Thunder. I think Thunder might be feeling a little flustered with Garuda's pace coming towards him. At 1 point early doors in this race, Thunder had a sort of 10-15 second lead on third spot. But now Garuda is eating into it. And talk about eating into it, Adnap is back ahead. I won't cut away, I promise you, although Adnap's pitting at the end of this one. But again, more action between JTR and Adnap. So these guys are going at it. It is absolutely beautiful. And JTR in the Lexus having a smashing race and in with a shout. In with shout of a podium. But I do think the Honda is going to become a weapon on a set of soft tyres. So And they better not hold their breath. Adnap elected not to use the medium tyres so far in the race. Garuda is still on the first set of medium tyres that he picked. And JTR having a look through the chase. And there you go. It's just absolute power and tow. And that gets JTR ahead of Adnap. Now, is Adnap going to sling this one in the pits, or is he going to try and go around again? He is coming in. So Adnap makes his pit stop, and I think he'll probably be happy with that, because I think he was hindered by JTR. Well, I think he was definitely hindered by JTR in that stint there. Fun times were had, I am sure. But in the bigger picture of things, he could have caught up with Garuda, I believe. I think he could have caught up with Garuda. I think he had the pace to catch up with Garuda, but JTR was a fly in his ointment as he went into the pits. Now will he choose the medium tyres? And then he would have done both compounds and got them all out of the way. JC up to 5th place so far, being chased by Autosport, who's being chased by Duffman. This is an absolutely log-tight race. This is these three are stuck in. They're jammed in there. One small mistake will change everything. So no mistakes can be made. High pressure. They might not be on each other's tails, but they are matching each other's pace, and their strategies are similar, I believe. JC in the shag at the moment in 5th, 2 seconds ahead of Autosport. The fuel is the same. Autosport's on the medium tyres. That is concerning, especially as the medium tyres look like they're coming in, but the sun is going down, which makes the track cooler, which will give the racing soft tyres maybe a couple more extra laps than they would normally. So Duffman and JC both on the softs, getting down to the bare bones as JC, no, that was Autosport hanging it out through the fast corner. Oh, and Duffman's dropped it like it's hot. Where is MJ? Some 12 seconds behind, but MJ's soft tyres lasting no time whatsoever. And he's not caught up with the Duffman. He's thereabouts. But yeah, the Genesis not looking good with those soft tyres. He's low on fuel. MJ, turn your indicator off. And Adnap coming out of the pits behind this battle. Can he get a break? Can he catch a break, ladies and gentlemen? Because Adnap have been in the battles. He's gone for softs again. So, meaning we are, well, definitely going to get another pit stop before the end of the race. We're only coming up to the 1 hour mark. And Duffman being taken by the mighty MJ, but his tyres are old stock, ladies and gentlemen. Old stock, I tell thee. And he doesn't complete the overtake. Duffman still holding strong ahead of MJ as Adnap closes in on this action. And it looks like Real Big Trouble has made his pit stop. And Adnap going for a move up the inside of MJ in the back end. Oh, well caught there, Adnap. And Adnap then, I think that's just his thing. When he overtakes someone, he does it sideways. So Adnap then up ahead of MJ with Duffman sitting there in 7th, waiting for Adnap to come. And again, look, Adnap's the bloody Genesis. Oh, it was a Lexus last time, wasn't it? But these big beefy cars are the bane of Adnap's life at the moment. MJ having a look, but he's going to be making a pit stop pretty soon. And Adnap just waiting for everyone's pit stops to be underway and done. I don't think Duffman's looking to make a pit stop anytime soon, though. And his pace, he's been doing 14s apart from the lap that he spun. Adnap on those softs, he'd be wanting to get himself into the 13s. We've seen him doing 14s. I imagine he would like to be touching 13s all the way. Bob leads. His tyres are getting old. His fuel's a quarter of a tank. Thunder, his medium's barely used, but he is down to a quarter of a tank. He's turned his hazard lights off, but now he's got his indicator on. It's not a complaint, I just think it's funny. Garuda then doing a super job after his early woes, and he's up into 3rd as JTR doing he's had some moves. He's been moving it and shaking it tonight. It's been great. JC Another comeback story after a spin. A great start in the race, putting himself and the Shag up in the top 3 or 4. And then the Shag letting him down at the top of the hill and spinning out and having to come through the field. Now Adnap very much concentrating on the back of Duffman's car as he thinks to make a move, but his soft tyres won't be as optimum. Now the night race, now the evening has come. He's got the move done though. Duffman looked like he made a small mistake in that corner, and that then burns through. And does MJ do the same thing? No, MJ into the pits. And I think Real Big Trouble already making a stop, but only half filling on the soft tyres. So a short stint from Real Big Trouble. Bob, meanwhile, absolutely banging stuff. It must be that 7th gear. Have they all got that 7th gear? Garuda in 3rd. His fuel's low as well. He'll be coming in. Is he going to use that soft tyre? Is he going to use those medium tyres again? And JTR, he's got a bit of fuel on, and the tyres are looking okay. He'll be set to move up into 3rd spot. And Autosport as well looking very strong, but 21 seconds behind JTR. Thunder is our top GT2 runner. JTR in 2nd with Autosport in 3rd. So Autosport back in those podium positions that he likes. Bob leading. Garuda 2nd in class, 3rd on the track. Adnap with that pit stop in 6th place already, with a lot of people ahead of him pitting. He'll be looking to try and jump Garuda, I think. Thunder did look like he was in a bit of trouble there, but he's found a bit of pace on those medium tyres, and he's now matching Garuda 13.9. But Garuda having to come in through fuel. Thunder continues on, no concerns whatsoever then for Thunder. His 2nd place seems pretty safe. JTR as well looks like he's going to go for a short while yet. So he moves up and into 3rd spot. Autosports should move up ahead of Garuda. Adnap is the interesting one, you know. Adnap could be the danger for Garuda here. He's quite a way. Garuda's filling up now. No, I think Garuda's pretty safe, to tell you the truth. So Autosport does move ahead, and he's got a while until he needs a pit stop. So Autosport in a very solid position in this race. Garuda then released from the pits, set of soft tyres now. I said the Honda will be a weapon with the soft tyres. He saved it till the middle of the night to use them, so the track is cooler, and hopefully that will lengthen the life of them out. And he's 10 seconds ahead of Adnap, which was about similar when Adnap pitted. So Adnap has gained nothing. And now Garuda on a set of soft tyres. We can see what sort of times he can manage. How close to the Bob. And the Bob never actually shuffled it under the 12s. It's a 2:12.0. But he's still maintaining a very strong pace out there, Big Bad Bob. Proving his haters wrong out there. And we're at that time, shouldn't we? A bit of chill time. Is there anyone close to each other? JTR, fuel has started flashing for JTR. Autosport should still be good. It might have to be Garuda. Although Adnap's only 2 seconds ahead of Duffman, but I think he's moving away from Duffman. Oh yeah, after MJ's pit stop, only 9 seconds ahead of a Real Big Trouble, but I honestly think it's Garuda who is the best person to get on board with. And we'll have our moment of time and reflection to chill, to listen to the beautiful sounds of the Honda as he tries to close up to Autosport. And we think JTR will be pitting. The end of this lap, I shall return. I'll see you soon. So Garuda then, he's up to third. Bob is in the pits. Hey? What did I miss? JTR made his pit stop like we thought, and he did catch up with Autosport then. 18-1 from Autosport last time around. Not a great lap for Autosport, as Garuda is smashing out the 14.6s. That was his out lap though. JTR, he's made his pit stop. He's put softs on. He's out ahead of Adnap. This is a cracker. Oh my word. And Adnap sliding around under the cold road below him. And Bob then, is he going to put mediums on and go for the rest of the race? I think he is, you know. He's filled up. I think that's Bob done for the rest of the race. I reckon he'll be able to get that to go all the way. And Thunder saying it's so dark. His headlights obviously are not working. And Thunder comes into the pits. But it's Adnap and JTR, with JTR coming out ahead of Adnap. That is the biggest... I've got to go in car and you can't see much. But Adnap then 1.4 seconds behind JTR. So JTR pulling away a little bit, it would seem, from Adnap. It's beautiful sound. Beautiful sound. So Bob's made his pit stop. No, he's gone for another set of soft tyres. And he's filled it right up. So I don't know how deep into the race, but he's got a lot of time to play with. A minute ahead of Thunder. Thunder's in the middle of being serviced. Is he? They've changed. Oh yeah, they're fueling him. So that puts Garuda up to second. That is interesting. No, Thunder is ahead of him, but how much for? 3 seconds. Oh my good golly gosh, Garuda really is turning this race around, but he has got through a quarter of a tank of fuel, where Thunder is now topped up and shipshape ready to go. Duffman makes a pit stop further down the field. We've got JTR and Adnap battling at it, and they're only 4 seconds behind Autosport. We're at an hour and 10 minutes into racing, ladies and gentlemen, and the gaps between these cars are not that big. It's ridiculous. JC is 11 seconds behind Adnap, and Duffman into the pits. He's only 30 seconds ahead of MJ. It looks like MJ is set to take over 8th spot, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic stuff from MJ. I'm not sure if Real Big Trouble, I tell you what, I think he can get ahead of Duffman as well. So Real Big Trouble still dicing. No, Duffman's got out. Duffman has got out. He's on the mediums though. Real Big Trouble's on the soft tyre, but driving in the dark. Real Big Trouble, don't forget, is his first foray into, I don't know if it's league racing in total or what, if he's just used to the short little daily races you get in Gran Turismo. A 2-hour race against some, really does like splash you with a cold glass of water in the face. Bob absolutely owning all that he comes across. Big Bad Bob, he's a triple threat, ladies and gentlemen. He's big, he's bad, and he's Bob. Thunder, absolutely banging job, but he is under pressure. He's got the soft tyres on, but for the first time this race, he might have to work for it. It's all gone his way so far, but Garuda has returned. He has come back, ladies and gentlemen, in this race. The Welsh Warrior has slayed all that he has come across. He has put them all down, and now he has one more foe, because I just don't think he's going to make up a minute to Bob. And Bob's pace is unbelievable. Autosport then finally into the pits, puts it behind JTR, Adnap. JC may be going through as well. I think JC, Autosport and MJ were all in their own little battle there, and it does look like JC is going to go ahead of Autosport, up to 6th place for JC, and he was some like 18 seconds behind the battle of Adnap and JTR and Garuda, and now only 9 seconds. So JC going in the right direction towards the battle ahead of him. Autosport into the pits then. MJ, how close is MJ going to be? It's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit, and the Autosport's now out onto the track, but MJ now has a mark to aim at. 19 seconds, that's a tough one. So 15, it's dropping. MJ's closer than we think. It's 12 seconds. He's only 5 seconds ahead of Duffman though, and Duffman's all brand new, fueled up and ready to go, sir. Mediums, full tank of fuel. I think Duffman was one of the longer runners in the beginning with his Nissan. And hello, he's giving us a flash. Oh, reckless in the chat. Oh no, he's already told us. Yeah, he said it was a terrible internet and he didn't enjoy the race, but I thought he was fantastic in the beginning. Bob leads from Thunder, but Garuda is on his way. He's got a set of softs. I said the Honda could be dangerous with a set of soft tyres on it, the way it was looking after those medium tyres. And but we saw that with the Lambo on the mediums is stunning. The softs, it does wear the softs down as much as any of the other cars. So the Honda may be the same way. It's nothing special on softs, just is on mediums. But Garuda at the moment in third spot, 1.5 seconds behind Thunder. He manages a 2:13.7 and Thunder 13.4. So Thunder is absolutely bringing it to the game. Bob, he brought it, he's delivered it, and he's just having fun out there. But Thunder now under the cost, but he's going faster, and Garuda is going faster. We are getting a battle of the ages. JTR is 4 seconds ahead of Adnat. We thought this was going to be a huge battle like they did earlier, but JTR has come out of the pits on the soft tyres and he's absolutely slinging Lexus. Adnat, he's halfway through his tank. He might be in trouble from JC here. JC as well, halfway through his tank as we have 45 minutes left on the clock. Still a lot of racing to go. A whole heap of racing. Autosport then out of the pits into 7th behind JC and ahead of MJ. We've seen MJ take Duffman and he's pulled away from Duffman. But the Genesis not nice to soft tyres, so he's going to have to fight the soft tyres on that Genesis as he makes his way around. Duffman in 9th place, freshly pitted, filled with fuel, on his way, and a real big trouble coming to the end of his stint. So Bob, I think he will make another pit. I know I joked that he was going to go all the way to the end, but I think there is another pit stop in this race. But he's a minute ahead of Garuda, has he already got past Thunder? Did I miss something terrible? Oh my God. The last I saw, he was matching Thunder. He was matching Garuda's times. What happened? So there's Garuda, 13.7. Thunder, 18.6. Yes, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made, I think, on lap 33. And Garuda now is up and into 2nd place. And I say anything can happen. We've still got 44 minutes on the clock. But even I can't see that the Garuda's going to make too much of an impact into Bob's lead at this point in the race. Bob is just too fast. Too fast, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the purples, he wants to break it. He wants to break the game and go 2:11 something. And Garuda is chasing him down. Thunder then down and into 3rd spot, and he's only 5 seconds ahead of JTR, who is also going rather swiftly, as is Adnat. Thunder could be in trouble at this stage of the race. The soft tyres not doing him a world of good at the moment. He's back on pace again, but any more mistakes and he's going to be finding that he's got a handful of JTR, the top American representative in the race so far. And I said Adnat, JTR could be in with a shout of a podium, and Thunder, he might be handing it over. JTR I believe, is a Group GT2 runner, so second in class. He could be looking for a win here, and so far I think Thunder has been mainly in charge of all the wins in the GT2 category. So that will shake things up nicely. Adnap, 6.6 seconds. I think Adnap running his own race, not looking to go and fight JTR at the moment. He probably just wants to get these tyres through this stint, although he hasn't used the mediums yet, I don't believe. Adnap has stuck mainly to the soft tyre throughout this race, and it's done him well. It's done him well. He qualified down, what, in 7th or so, and he's fought his way up. He probably should be ahead of JTR, but he got not held up by JTR, but he got caught in a race that he did not come out on top of with JTR, and now he's paying the price at this point in the race, where JTR sat in 4th, catching Thunder. 13.6 last time around for JTR. He's getting purples. That's how confident he feels. And 13.1 last time around for Thunder. So Thunder's starting to go in the right direction and catch up Garuda, who only did a 13.5. So now Garuda could be in trouble from Thunder. The ebbs and flows of this race are ridiculous. Bathurst is a confusing puzzle that no one can ever unlock. JTR slinging Lexus. Adnap in 5th spot so far, ahead of JC, who is slowly but surely trying to get back. Oh, he's picked up a blooming penalty, but he's 24 seconds ahead of Autosport. So all is good in the world there. MJ will be having half an eye on Autosport, who's also got a half a second penalty. Oh, it's so dark they can't even see where the track is, although JC looks like he's had a meeting with a barrier. And Autosport just looks like he's been hitting the track limits. And MJ, he's here for it. He's 12 seconds adrift of those guys. Ooh, MJ did a 22.1 last time around. Not what he was looking for on his comeback battle. Duffman, 10 seconds adrift of him, and real big trouble into the pits to be serviced. And Bob, he's got a car behind him, but he's got to put a lap on someone. Is it Duffman? Yeah. So Bob lapped up to 9th spot so far. Garuda 7/10. Oh my geez, the Lambo is on the hunt. A 12.2 from Thunder. And Bob has broken that 12.0 into the 11.8s now. So Bob is pushing the realms of reality everywhere. They've got a tailwind down the straight, but they're all gaining that. But yeah, Thunder absolutely on it. He wants that position back. He doesn't want to lose second place, and he definitely doesn't want to slip back to JTR or Adnap. So at the moment then, Thunder, all his concentration pointing out the front of that vehicle. His eyes will be on stalks at every little just a little tap of the... Whew, like he tried to put that into a slide then. He did the little shink it one way and then slam it the other. Yeah, his eyes will be on stalks. Every barrier will be a potential problem as he threads that Lambo through the tight S's, trying to catch up to the tail end of Garuda, and we're seeing blue flags now. So these guys must be starting to catch up with, I guess, a real big trouble. And could that snag them up a little bit? Garuda 1 second ahead of Thunder. Thunder 8 seconds ahead of JTR. And JTR, we saw, had a little gap on Adnap. The closest battle, I believe, on the track at the moment is these two as they go into the braking zone, and real big trouble getting well out of the way there. Absolutely cracking stuff from real big trouble. Honourable as Thunder and Garuda battle on for that second place. And at the the moment. Garuda doing a superb job, maintaining pace at 12.9, and his fastest so far from Garuda. Thunder at 13.4, but we did see he had a little power slide on, didn't he? And they've just lapped a Duff behind him. 8 seconds down the road is JTR, and he's 6 seconds ahead of Adnap. So JTR in a little pocket of his own. Nice little clean air. No distractions. Can concentrate on his lap times. 14.0 last time out. Adnap 13.9. Adnap getting very close to a pit stop now, which will be pleasing JC no end, I imagine. JC, still a few laps to go. His medium tyres barely used. Autosport, it's 25 seconds down the road, but he seems pretty safe. I think MJ will fancy coming back at him, but MJ lost a chunk of time on lap 34. So he'll be wanting to gain that back. Autosport at the moment at 16.666 last time out, with MJ doing a 14.6. So if he can keep the 14s up and Autosport stays in the 16s, he will soon be up and in Autosport's business. And Duffman, now these guys here, as they're getting lapped, they're going to be having to lift, and they'll be losing a lot of time again with real big trouble getting the blue flag. So it's hard to try and get those lap times in that you need to catch up when you're having to pull over all the time for the faster guys. And Bob, 11.7. Big bad Bob. Unbelievable stuff. And Garuda, 2.6. He's pulled away from Thunder again. What's going on? No, it's got to have been this lap. And Garuda just on rails now. He's really finding the Honda's feet. 12.9 with Thunder 14.3. This is Thunder going in the wrong direction at the moment, and Garuda building up a buffer. But the times haven't changed between JTR and Thunder. Adnap goes into the pits, and JC will be very pleased about that indeed. JC set to move up and into 5th place. Autosport, I think Adnap might get out ahead of Autosport. Now Adnap, this could be a move for JTR, but JTR's got half a tank of fuel. His tyres are not going to last his fuel tank, I think. And Thunder still going on. He's still pushing. And Garuda at the moment, is his phase of the race. He really is in control, and he likes it in the dark, ladies and gentlemen. Adnap into the pits then. JC does go through. And Adnap back out ahead of Autosport, who is losing time to MJ. MJ finding that the lead car has come upon him, and he doesn't want to lift. This is the problem. You see, he's in a race himself. He's in a race himself, and he wants to catch Autosport. Bob, in all fairness, he's got the fastest lap. He's leading by a minute. I don't suppose he minds sitting behind MJ for a bit, just picking his moment. MJ's tyres pretty old, and yeah, he's in a fight, Bob. He's in a fight himself, and he's not racing you, but and there you go. He's let him through. Lovely stuff. Let him through where it would least cost him the time. And that is a pro sim racer, ladies and gentlemen. So Autosport then, 9 seconds. See, it has lost him time still, because Autosport has edged a little bit out on MJ, and MJ getting ever closer to the pit stop, where Autosport has still got half a tank of fuel. Duffman, he's onto a half a tank of fuel, medium tyres, and he still thinks that the fight is on with MJ, and it possibly could be in his Nissan. And real big trouble is just driving on now, just getting the feels, I imagine. Getting to the end of the race, 33 minutes left on the clock, with Bob leading from Garuda by a minute. Garuda pulling away again from Thunder, and JTR is slowly closing in, but JC has come into the pits, and that is easily giving the position back to Adnap. Now I'm wondering if Adnap can take that all the way to the end. He's finally put a set of medium tyres on. Wouldn't it be ironic if he started going faster on medium tyres and he stuck to the softs the whole race, and it turned out that the mediums... Does seem like the mediums have been better for... Well, not Bob. Bob's been absolutely loving the softs. Whoa, someone having a massive wiggle. Oh, that's Autosport. Look how close they ended up. I didn't even realise they were that close. Autosport only 3 seconds behind Adnap. I'm going the wrong way. Adnap's just made his pit stop and come out in front of Autosport, but Autosport hasn't pitted that long ago. His soft tyres looking absolutely splendid on half a tank of fuel. When did he pit? Lap 31. So all good for Autosport at the moment then. Sitting in a nice position just behind Adnap. JTR has yet to pit, but his tyres are getting older and older. He's in the 15.2s now. He's losing ground to Thunder again. And Thunder second off his best at the moment, whilst Garuda smashes out those lap times. He's on a mission, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, not to catch Bob, because no one's catching Bob today. He's in a world of his own and driving like a maniac, absolutely slinging Lambo. So, and now it looks like he's steadily pulling away from Autosport now. Oh no, Autosport's had a big old collision with the wall, and JC is there for it, but JC's got a 4-second penalty. He must have cut the line, ladies and gents, and MJ only 2 seconds behind them, but unfortunately MJ ready for a pit stop. This is the wrong time for a pit stop. He's probably arguing with the team saying, can I not stay out another couple of laps? And they're like, well, what are you going to drive around on, because you've got no fuel? And JC going to spend 4 seconds in the sin bin. And MJ closes right up, gives him a little flash to say, yo, you're a naughty boy. Who's a naughty boy? JC's a naughty boy. And TDR Autosport is 7 seconds behind Adnap, but that looked like Adnap right ahead of it. Oh, it must be Bob putting a lap on 6th place. Bob wants to lap the field, ladies and gentlemen. So Autosport then trying to catch up with Adnap. He's only 4 seconds ahead of MJ, but MJ goes into the pits as JC picks that position back up again. Duffman 11 seconds behind these guys. He might get ahead of MJ here. He is going to get ahead of MJ, and obviously real big trouble with all of the lappaging and stuff. Has lost track of the pack, as has Bob. Garuda 2.6 seconds ahead of Thunder, and Thunder so much fuel he doesn't know what to do with it all. Garuda's burnt through that tank, but he was dangerous on the softs. I was correct. They didn't use the softs up, used the fuel first. So Garuda set to make another pit stop, and I'm hesitant to say his final pit stop, to tell you the truth, the way he got through that tank. Did he only half fill that though? Cost of the tyres. So Thunder set to take over, second place again, and I don't know how long he's got on that car, really. And we'll see what he puts in there. If he puts a whole tank in there, it's going to be hard to judge if that's enough to get to the end. So Thunder then moves back up and into second place, making it a Lamborghini 1-2. JTR moving up into third, but his soft tyres are pretty battered, and he's going to be looking for a stop soon as well. We assume Garuda's going to get out ahead of Adnap because he did the last time around, and they're just filling up the Honda now as Adnap brings his Nissan round. On the medium tyres, JTR, how long is he going to make those softs go? He's got plenty of fuel for a few, or at least 2 laps, 2 or 3 laps more. Garuda back out into the field of play. And he is some way ahead of Adnap. He has done the job on Adnap now. Adnap is not a concern for Garuda, but is this his final stop of the night? 27 minutes of the race to go, and JTR doing very well with fuel, but the tyres looking pretty mullered. Adnap already through a quarter of his fuel. Autosport 6 seconds behind, but he's starting to really hurt his tyres. Here's Autosport. JC, after that hefty old penalty, down in 7th spot. Ahead of Duffman, and MJ did go behind Duffman after the pit stops. And real big trouble in the fight. Bob again coming across another car to lap with Thunder under the cosh, it has to say. Thunder, the threat from Garuda is real, so Thunder, he might be concerned about that second spot come the end of the race. He's got good fuel, but I do believe he's definitely going to have to make a pit stop before the end of the race. The question is, will Garuda have to make a pit stop before the end of the race? And JTR definitely is going to have to make a pit stop. But will it be for tyres? What will force him into the pits? Tyres or fuel? Adnap, I'm not even sure he can make it to the end of the race with that fuel, which will bring Autosport and JC back into action. Autosport's going to have to make a pit stop, which Duffman, I suppose, will be quite excited about. He'll be looking for that one. Then Duffman's got to make a stop as well. So, yeah, it's all still in the air out here. We're in the middle of strategies. It's tough to call. We're saying Bob is leading for sure. He's looking very handy. And he's catching up with 5th place Adnap. He's looking very close there with Adnap to put a lap on up to 5th place. That is something, ladies and gents. Around Bathurst, such a long track. Big Bad Bob has absolutely delivered here. Interlagos, we thought could have been a flash in the pan, but no, he has represented here 2 rounds in a row, and I don't know where Boosted and Incognito are, but Bob has definitely sent out a message there to both of them. Blue flags for last season's champion. This is how Hamilton felt. And Adnap knows the feeling all too well. He'll have to sign with Ferrari, make himself feel better. And but Adnap, meanwhile, just getting on with his race. Still might be something there. Garuda in 4th, yeah, because he made the pit stop, didn't he? And JTR's going to make a pit stop pretty soon. JTR is making a pit stop now. God, I called it. I've been doing some good calls today, if I do pull my own chain. So, yeah, JTR into the pits. That'll promote Garuda up and into 3rd, but he'll be more interested in when this man is going to visit the pits and what pace he can maintain, because he's done a 2:16 and a 2:14. Garuda's going to be absolutely slaying the lap times. Well, it's 15.3, but that might have been an out lap. But Garuda, he's going to be absolutely slaying those times to try and get the undercut done on Thunder. And Thunder on an old set of tyres and a fair whack of fuel left. He's going to be asking that Lambo to go quite deep, all in this schnizzle. And Garuda will be hoping mistakes will be made and positions dropped. JTR, meanwhile, 12.3 seconds behind Garuda, but he just can't get that pace that Garuda's got at the moment. He's faster than Garuda, I think, over a lap. No, 12.9 Garuda's managed, and JTR 13.6. But he's JTR done an absolutely superb job against Adnap. He held the Adnap off for a while now. So Autosport nearly 8 seconds adrift of Adnap. Is that a battle? Because I believe Autosport pitted. Oh no, the tyres. Did Autosport not? When did he make his pit stop? I thought he'd made his pit stop recently, but obviously he hasn't. But yeah, his tyres are nearly spent. And JC will be rubbing his hands for Autosport's pit stop. And that meant 14 seconds behind JTR. So it's the Garuda and Thunder battle that we're left with. And when is Thunder going to make a pit stop? 14.7. And there we go. There's the answer to our questions. Thunder is in now, possibly for the last time. And Garuda will be trying to get the jump on him. In the chat, Boosted. Hey, get Boosted's in the chat. He says, my wheel was broken. The plastic inside the wheel that holds the paddle shifters in place had snapped into 3 pieces. I spent my evening bodging it back together. Oh, I'm so sorry, bud. You must be quite aggressive with those gear changes. What strong fingers you have, Boosted. She's a very lucky lady. So, Garuda, is he going to jump Thunder as Thunder in the pit stop? It does look like the job is done by Team Honda. And pats on the back all around in the pit lane here. I can see down at the Honda team. Just about, though, because Thunder is out. Just behind on a set of soft tyres, 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and it is a race on to crack on. And Booster saying my little boy has a tendency to play with them. That's all right, Booster. Don't worry. It still happens. I caught my 14-year-old one trying to rest his legs on it or put some weight on the wheel. I'm like, please don't do that. So it doesn't end. It never ends. It's not because they're little. It's just because you own something nice and they have to destroy it. Because you aren't allowed nice things. So Bob, he's getting ready for his pit stop with Garuda pushing like a maniac because we are all deep in this Lambo Honda battle. Chunky Ribena saying, what I missed. It's been an absolute cracker, Chunky, to tell you the truth. Bob has run away with it. I would admit to that much. But the battle in Garuda fell away and he's had to fight all the way through the field. Thunder has been on absolute fire and doesn't seem fair that Garuda's jumped him in the undercut, but he has. And now Thunder, for the first time in the race, has got to do some work. JTR has been absolute. JTR's pulled off probably a move better than yours and Boosted's moves from Interlagos, because there was a bit of something between Adnap and Garuda, and JTR just went down the middle of them, right down the middle. It was an absolutely beautiful sight to be seen. So JTR pulling off the race move of the day and sitting in a strong 4th place, 2nd in class, is looking good. Adnap has been a bug in everyone's rear end throughout this race. He has raced everyone on this track. I don't know why he's down in 5th. I think he had an opportunity to get 3rd here, but he got stuck behind JTR for a huge stint. Autosport has he's been thereabouts, but he fell down early on and has had to slowly work his way up. JC, he had an amazing start right at the very beginning of the race. He was up there with the big boys and he spun the shag at the top of the hill and he's had to fight back. And yeah, Duffman, solid race from Duffman. MJ, we thought MJ had turned. Oh no, MJ. We thought MJ had turned the corner because he had a blinding start. He was running in the top 4 or 5 early doors in the race and holding his own. He actually overtook, I think, 2nd or 3rd. 4nd, I mean. And yeah, he's done his usual thing where it's gone in. He's tensed up. He's tensed up and thrown it away. So Bob into the pits on his way to another victory. Chunky Ribena saying, man, gutted missing this one. It's been a cracker, I've got to say. And so Bob absolutely slaying Garuda and Thunder in their battle, and I think Garuda's got it, hasn't he? 13-2 last time around, with Garuda giving the wall a wipe. Not a hit, just a little wipe. Delicate little wipe. And but Thunder, he's just come out of the pits. Tyres will be coming up to temperature, and he will be absolutely slinging that Lambo into every corner, doing what he can to get that second place back. So I think he was it looked good on him. It looked good. It was a Lambo 1-2 here at Bathurst, and everyone was happy about that, it seemed, except for Garuda, who has absolutely, he's worked this race. JTR doing okay at the moment. He's got a 16-second, 17-second gap to Adnap. Adnap doing a 15.9 on those medium tyres, and JTR 14.4, so it seems comfortable. Autosport still yet to make that pit stop, but JC getting ever closer. Although JC doing a 17.7 last time out, not too hot. So Autosport did a 17.1 as well, but he's doing 19s as well. Autosport seems like he's got to get into those pits. And JC, I think, is a GT2 driver, and this might be Autosport's run of podiums out of the window as JC moves up to third in class, sixth overall. Great drive from JC after his early woes in the race. And he's 18 seconds behind Adnap. We don't think there's anything he can do about Adnap at this point. But yes, third in class is still a banger. Duffman into the pits then. Is this where MJ wins his money back? Half a tank of fuel, soft tyres. You've got your hazard lights on, MJ. Autosport, I think they might be a little too far ahead of MJ there, but you never know. No, Autosport's out already in 7th place, 26 seconds behind JC, so I don't think there's anything Autosport can do there about his run of podiums. It's 4th in class for him as Duffman gets the Nissan serviced one last time, and MJ does make a position then. So MJ, it's not all lost to say that we saw every end of his car broken earlier and he was pointing the wrong way. He's up ahead. No, he's not. Duffman did get out. I spoke too soon. Poor MJ. It's becoming a thing now, and I don't think MJ wants it to be a thing. I've said, because he was teammates with Adnap last season, he's got the Perez syndrome. You know he's got the pace, you know he's got the speed, but it's just not happening for some reason. So Bob leads ahead of Garuda. Oh my gosh. Thunder 12-1, ladies and gentlemen. Thunder has found in the Lambo against the 14-2 of Garuda, and Thunder, he is showing why that second spot is his and why it should be a Lambo 1-2 here at Bathurst, coming into the last 15 minutes, and Thunder has rolled up his sleeves and said, right then, let's see about this. Because he was in second for a whole chunk of this race, and Garuda kind of, I wouldn't say stole it from him, but he strategized it from him. And Thunder is going to bring all of those horses, all 12 of those horses in that car. Vodka Rob in the chat saying, sorry I've been AWOL tonight, I forgot what day it was. Nice. That's a nice world when you can forget what day it was. And Chunky Rybina said, wait, Perez has pace and speed? Well, he did something in a Force India once. Did he win something in a really crap car? And when he first got to Red Bull, he seemed to be able to stay within like half a second of Max Verstappen, or whatever they call him. I call him Mad Max. He is crazy, but I think that's what F1 needs. Everyone can hate him, but I think really F1 needs that villain. I like it. So the Bob doing what the Bob does. Garuda is under the pressure. He is under the pressure. Thunder a 12-1 last time out, and he is on it. He is absolutely representing for Lambo at the moment, and Garuda, the Welsh warrior, is just having to deal with the pressure. I don't think there's anything he can do, and it looks like he's gone defensive early doors, giving Thunder a better run at the corner. And although Garuda should be ahead first, look at the run that Thunder gets and the shorter line that Garuda has to take, and that gives Thunder an opportunity to come up alongside on the inside of the corner. And I think Garuda may have defended a little too early there and compromised himself through turn one, which is giving Thunder the run up the hill in the last 12 minutes of this race for the battle of second place. And it's Thunder through. Thunder and the Lambo do the job, ladies and gentlemen. And although Garuda and Honda have done all the hard work with the maths and the science, at the end of the day it's the horses that matter, and the Lambo has plenty of them. Fantastic move there from Thunder. Great stuff. Hear me roar. Hear me clap. And Vodka Rob saying, I call him the Toad. Who's that, Perez? And Chunky Ribena says, Thunder is on fire. He certainly is. He wasn't. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Please don't be MJ. Please don't be MJ. Please don't be MJ.
No, Max.
Oh, MJ. You're doing it on purpose now, MJ. I think you're liking the sympathy. I'm not giving you none anymore. So, Bob applauds. Poor MJ. I can't help but give him sympathy. He doesn't want it, I imagine. He's probably thinking, keep your sympathy. Just want a decent race. For chuff's sake. So, Garuda then. It's not over here. Thunder pulled the move, but Garuda is on fire also. He's had to do a lot of work in this race, and he doesn't want to see it come to just a flimsy third place. He wants that cars, tyres, fuel. It's just who wants it more. And Vodka Rob calls Max the Toad, sorry. And Chunky Ribena said MJ. Poor MJ. I'm not giving him sympathy, but you can't help but think, poor MJ. His woman's going to have to huggle up to him tonight. Give him some of that big boy sympathy. Just forget that he's a man. Think of him as like a 7-year-old child that hasn't got the sweets that he wanted in his Kinder Egg surprise. He didn't get the toy that he wanted, and he's really, really miffed about it. So you've got to handle him like that, Miss MJ. To be. I don't think he's married her yet. Get on with it, MJ. What are you doing? That'll get you pace. Oh my lord, I'm making it worse for MJ. So Bob leads with Thunder in second. Garuda hasn't got the answers, it seems. Garuda cannot stay on the pace of Thunder. JTR, absolutely banging drive from JTR. Second in class and pulling off one of the best manoeuvres, it has to be said. And I know it was the cars in front had come a little bit a cropper, so they were slower, but it's just, you threaded it right there. You pointed it in the gap in between the two of them and you slung it in there, and that takes balls. So JTR, fantastic move, and he's got fourth place for it. JC having the comeback of comebacks. If it wasn't for Garuda, he would have had the best comeback, but Garuda outshone him because he's the Welsh warrior, I guess. And Chunky saying the Lambo is insane at the moment. It does seem to be, I don't want to say OP, but it's looking OP. BOP stands for bloody OP. Oh, dearie me. So, JC then, it's looking good for him. He's got Adnap 10 seconds behind. That's unfortunate for Adnap. He seems to have deserved more out of this race. He really has been in the battles for a majority of it. And yeah, he's been kind of beat by JC, but can JC get that to the end? Everyone else has got more fuel. No, I don't think JC can get that to the end of the race, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's going to have to pit. So Autosport, he might get another position out of this yet. We will have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't think JC is going to have enough there unless he starts crawling around to get to the end of this race on that tank. Bob, he's only got a quarter of a tank then, so Bob might have to make another stop also. But Bob has got so much time to play with. Then he's got no worries. He can make a pit stop. He's got a pit stop in hand. Thunder, 1.3 seconds. Garuda is matching his pace and not letting him get away. And it is great stuff. But at the moment, Thunder is doing what needs to be done. And Chunky Rabin is saying, boy, oh boy, Bob, slow the Lambo down. We need a technical directive. He's found some pace in that Lambo. He really has. 211.0. I was wondering if when he got to 212.0 if he was going to be able to get it down below the 12s. And he has got it down to a 211.0. I don't think there's many out there who have even got it in the 212s. Oh yeah, Thunder has 212.3, 212.1, sorry, is best. But they didn't seem to come until the evening, so maybe cooler road is, or less wind. I don't know, the wind seems to be the same. Garuda, 12.9, he's only just got it into the 12s, and Bob's doing 211.0s. And JTR, Bob the lead builder. I tell you, he's built a lead, it has to say. So Thunder, 2 seconds now. Garuda slipping off the pace of the Lambo. And it seems only fair. Thunder has absolutely owned that position for a bulk of this race. So to get it back off Garuda, it does seem like the right thing, but Garuda absolutely has done work this race. I don't even think he had a poor start. No, he came all mixed up in the MJ and JTR battle and ended up off the road. Chunky Ribena, anyway, more importantly, who ain't hit that like button yet? Oh, bless you, Chunk. True YouTube streamer. There's Bob then into the pits for his final stop. Fresh tyres with hardly any fuel on. He wants to get it into the 210s, doesn't he? Thunder seems to have control of second place unless he does something rather silly. And he hasn't done anything silly so far this race. He really has come into his own this season, has Thunder. He's going to be making the leap up to the GT1 rankings. And I think he's going to be comfortable up there. I think it's going to be okay for him. Oh, he's playing dare with the walls at the moment. But Garuda slipping back even further. So Garuda really losing a bit of pace in the Honda. 4 minutes to go of the race. It's not, he wants to be putting the pressure on, not losing time, but Thunder's just slinging it. JTR, 17 seconds behind Garuda, but 39 seconds. Oh yeah, we were going to see if JC was going to need. I honestly thought he was going to need a pit stop. He's had a crash, but Adnap hasn't got any closer to him. So yeah, JC. He probably is going to get that to the end there. Was it JC? Yeah, I thought he was going to have to make another pit stop, wasn't it? And put Adnap up. So Adnap losing a position from JC, getting the shag to go very long in the last stint. Autosport, 11 seconds behind Adnap. And I don't think there's anything he's going to be able to do. He's just done his fastest lap of the race, though. He might not be on the podium for the first time in a while in his class. But Autosport absolutely slaying the lap times. Duffman, unfortunate race for him. He kept his head down. He seemed to be in a good position early doors, and I don't know what happened, but he just sort of got dragged into that race behind him, and yeah, ended up down in 8th. 8th still not too bad, and still what, 5th in class. So Duffman going to score good points, but still I imagine he would have wanted more from it. And MJ, we know his woes, and we should not speak of them. And real big trouble. First time into the foray, I believe, and I like what I see. Hopefully he sticks with it. What's happened? Garuda's gone. Garuda's gone from 4th place. A disconnect. Thunder, no pressure now. Oh my word. He didn't crash or anything, did he? He had plenty of time on JTR. So JT, the American, absolutely representing our brothers across the pond, and doing a super job. Well done, JTR. It's come good at Bathurst. Fantastic. That's not going to depress MJ even more. And JC, 4th. The fuel is flashing, but we've got 1.5 minutes on the clock. He's not, you know, he's going to go across that line, so he's going to have to do another lap. Abnap 10 seconds behind. JC might just eke this out, and I've got to say that last stint of JC has been stunning. He's jumped Adnap and Autosport there. Fantastic stuff, it has to be said. Duffman ahead of OMJ.
How gutted are you if you get disconnected with under 2 minutes to go face with tears of joy?
They'll be screaming in the Welsh valleys this evening. Absolute bloody blue language, blue murder language will be squealed. There'll be some extra vowels in the Welsh language tonight. They'll be like they're putting some extra Y's and Z's in there and all sorts. Yes, I imagine around Garuda's house at the moment it's rather blue. And Vodka Rob saying, how good are you? You get disconnected with under 2 minutes to go of a 2-hour race. I know, and Chunky Ride being at almost 2 hours, and that happens. It's evil. It is evil. Kaz, you're an evil man. And all you internet providers, they're all your fault. So Bob has been through the wilderness like Madonna. And like a virgin, he has just done it. I don't know. Thunder in 2nd place, picked up a bit of damage, but without Garuda breathing down his neck, it really doesn't matter. We're getting people crossing the line now. Autosport in 6th and MJ in 8th. MJ glad to see the end of the race, I am sure. Next across the line, real big trouble. Come back, man. I know it wasn't the results you probably hoped for, but you can build on that. That was something. That's something, and I think there's more there, my friends. I don't know who's just about to cross the line. I had him. I cut away. There you go. Duffman finishes in 7th. And then we have Thunder bringing it home. Second place overall and win in category. He is on the fast track to the GT1 circle, ladies and gentlemen. JTR coming through for a podium, 2nd in class. Great drive. It's unfortunate for Garuda, but JTR will take that. He says yes, sir. And JTR then 3rd. What a podium. Take a boo, my son. JC got the fuel to last. He's got a penalty, but he's 13 seconds ahead of Adnap. Everything is good. And Bob coming through then. Bob the next to cross the line ahead of Adnap and JC. So Bob, what a great job. He didn't get it under the 11s though. Couldn't quite do it, unfortunately. And he comes home. Another win. 2 wins on the trot. The job for Boosted and Incognito's getting more and more difficult. And that's Bob. Oh, we ran out of time. Oh, well. Bob nearly took the win. He did take the win just off screen. We did an ITV thing where they pull away for the adverts when someone wins a championship. Not that I'm bitter. Is that going to save that? Does it look dark? Right then, your results then, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute banging race. 2 hours of Bathurst. Are we all still here? Are we all still attached to our brains? Bob took that win by a absolute barnstorm. Thunder fighting with everything he had to grab that second place back to Garuda. Garuda's internet just gave up on him and he was disconnected. JTR moves up and into that podium position, second in class. Great stuff. And JC fourth but third in class. Adnap finishing in fifth but second in class. So second place for Adnap there, ladies and gentlemen. It's not all bad. With Autosport finishing in sixth, fourth in class, Duffman seventh, fifth in class, MJ eighth.
I don't think I could manage 2 hours.
Sixth in class or something. I've lost track. And there we see Garuda and Reckless both DNF'd. And it was confirmed Bob the only one to manage to get into the 11s, and he was virtually in the 10s. What an absolute cracking round. And get this, I did check out what the next round is, but already I've bloody forgot. So what was the point of looking? This is the thing I question myself with, is why do I even check things? Because I know I'll forget it instantly. Just around the corner. It's Fuji. Yes, an hour and a half of Fuji. Next Friday evening, you know where you need to be. I believe we're going to have the big hitters, Chunky, Boosted, and hopefully Incognito back in the fold, because that race is going to be a banging. And, oh, hang on. So, Vodka Rob saying, go on, Bob, build those points. Chunky Ribena saying, I'll be back next week to finish ahead of Bob again. Good stuff. Vodka Rob saying, go on, Chunky. And Vodka Rob saying, I don't think I could manage 2 hours of that track at the moment. And Chunky saying, defo back with the sexy Genesis. With Vodka Rob saying, sounds like my memory, that. Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? So, yes, will MJ find his mojo? Will Adnap win one of his skirmishes? Can Thunder carry on the Lambo like this? Will Bob take the win? You'll have to tune in next week to find out all of these questions in the next episode of the World Racing Community Sports Car Cup. And that one's called Round 5. To be continued. Tooroo, guys. Peace and love. Peace and love.
It was a fun race. It's a shame Garuda got disconnected.